Coach Kenneth Heiner-Møller and midfielder Sophie Schmidt appeared in the pre-match press conference today ahead of their Saturday clash against New Zealand. The last time these two teams faced each other was in the Women's World Cup of 2015 in a game that finished 0-0, and Sophie said that she expects a very similar game, a very tough one against a rival that are very similar in their style of play, as well the same weather forecast as it's expected to rain. With the attention now in the attack, because they are not being able to put away their chances, but Coach Kenneth Heiner-Møller said he's not worried about that because they are creating chances and it's just a matter of fact of putting them away. He actually has already experienced beating New Zealand, and that was in 2007 when he was coaching Norway in a game that finished in a 2-0 win. He hasn't said if there are going to be any changes in the starting lineup that beat Cameroon 1-0 on Monday, in a lineup that there were 4 debutees, but he says that the team is fit and is ready to face New Zealand on Saturday. So Janine, last Monday you made your World Cup debut. How did you feel when stepping onto that pitch?
Just excited. I think a lot of years of hard work paying off finally. So yeah, it was a fun game. It was good to get that under my belt and have it done with. There's a bit of nervous energy there that I got to get rid of, so that was nice.
We saw lots of fans, lots of family in the stands. How important is to have all these Canadians coming all the way from Canada in this World Cup for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to what this team has done over the last decade, and we've grown our fan base. We've done some good things on the world stage, put ourselves, top 5 in the world, and that's hard for people to ignore, and they want to see us win, and we've been doing that. So it means a lot to us that they would come all this way to see us play, and hopefully we'll continue to make them proud and want them to continue to support us.
And now turning to New Zealand, your next rival. They had a very hard defeat against the Netherlands in the 92nd minute. Do you think that they'll be affected on Saturday for that difficult defeat?
I think if anything, it'll just make them play harder. They could very well be out of the tournament if we get a result against them. So I think that's a lot of fire to play with, and that's a hard team to play against. So I thought they played really well against Holland. I thought they had an impressive performance, and they definitely have some threats. So I think it'll be a great match.
I was going to say one of their threats is their good defense. How are you planning to overcome it?
I think just sticking to us, sticking to what we do well. We have a lot of good players on the attacking side, and we're solid defensively. So I think if we can lock up their transition and just keep the ball in their half and be patient in our attack to hopefully pull them apart. They are a good defensive team, but at times everyone gets stressed. So just waiting for those times and then taking advantage of when we have the ball in the box.
And finding the net is proving to be a bit difficult in this 2019 for you. So how are you working? How are you looking to overcome it on Saturday?
Yeah, I think scoring has been harder for me this year, but I also think I've created a lot more opportunities for the team. So if I'm doing that and we're scoring goals and winning games, then that's what's important. I obviously love to be on the score sheet. That's, part of the reason I love the game so much is because I love to score. So I think if I'm playing well and the team's winning, then those goals will come for me eventually, hopefully on Saturday, but if not from me, from one of my teammates, and hopefully I can have an impact like I did on Saturday.
And Coach Kenneth Heiner-Møller already beat New Zealand, that time with Norway in 2007. Has he given you any insights or any particular way to approach this game?
Yeah, I think we definitely have a game plan. I think it comes from just watching them play this year. I think they've gotten a lot better over the last couple of years. So, we've talked about it. A lot of girls in this team have played New Zealand many times. This will be my first time, so it's good to have that experience from the older players, and we're all really excited to get on the pitch.
Desiree, you'll be playing against your teammate from Utah Royals, Katie Bowen. Have you talked ahead of that game, and how is that clash going to unfold?
Yeah, it's definitely very weird. We've had a few texts. I told her to watch her legs because in those 90 minutes it's going to be, New Zealand versus Canada. But, after that whistle blows, we'll be friends again. But yeah, definitely a weird one. We're like best friends, so it'll be a bit awkward. But.
And these two teams have a lot of similar paths when it comes to managers, Tom Samani and John Herdman. Do you think they're very similar teams?
I think we have a lot of basic principles that we both build off of, a lot of similar playing styles and sort of how we look to play the game. But I think we've adapted well under our new staff, and we'll have some surprises up our sleeve.
And Tom Samani was your assistant coach in the World Cup in 2015. Has that helped you prepare the game?
I think we kind of know his demeanor, his sort of coaching style, and what they'll be coming out with, sort of their outlook on the game. But it's a World Cup, so anything can happen.
I was going to say, you played them in the last World Cup in Canada in 2015 in a game that finished in a 0-0 draw. So how are you hoping to change that result in a win for you guys?
Yeah, I think defensively they are a rock. I think they're very hard to break down, but I think over the last 4 years our team has developed a strong and lethal front line with a lot more pace, a lot more quality in front of net, and hopefully we can finish our chances.